Okay. Now we're starting part 2, which I'm gonna do. We did his head first, so I think what we're gonna do. There's always dog hair stuck in my projects. That's what happens when you got dogs. So we did the head first. So now let's do, or the top of the head. So now let's do the bottom jaw. I was gonna wait until I was ready to do the belly, but we're just gonna go ahead and do it now. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing, but this time we're gonna do with the body color. So my body's gonna be a mix of light green and dark green. So, but if you're doing like a solid green body, you would just grab 2 solid greens. So my body color is light green and dark green. So let's see. Okay. So on the head, we did the first row straight across, but on the bottom jaw, we're gonna do. We're gonna angle the first one. Then we're gonna do the rest. 2, 3. Oops. Make sure this is facing the right way. Yeah, because that would suck. This is not cooperating with me today. Okay. Oop. I literally just woke up. So my hands are not connected to my brain yet, it looks like. Okay. So now we're on the 5th peg. So this one's going to be the same way. Oh, it's got to go under. So we're going to take this one and put it at an angle, because we want them to match. So if this one's on the bottom, you want this one to be on the bottom. Whoop, broken band. Okay. So we've got our 2 angled ones and then the 4 middle ones. And then we're going to do 2 rows. At least these we don't have to worry about the eyes and the nostrils. I'm going to just throw some over here because this box is annoying. Okay, 1 more row all the way across. Then we get to make a bunch of teeth when we finish this, the layout. Now I changed the top of his head this time, so hopefully his head will go together better. Okay, then we're going to do the 4 middle ones. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do the angles to these pegs. So 1 there. 1 there. Okay. Then we're going to do another row of the 4 middle ones. Can't get it. There we go. Then we're going to do the 2 middle ones. and then their 2 angles from these pegs. So one on this side, and one on that side, and then the point. Just need 2 of those. Okay, so then we go. Doesn't matter which one you make straight. You can make this one straight or this one. Either way. Because once we pull it off the loom, it actually, where's this head? It goes to the middle, so it's like a little point. So it doesn't really matter which one you do straight. I'm going to do this one straight, and then this one's going to angle. And then this time we're not going to have to cap it off because our tooth is going to be its capping band. So we're going to put teeth on these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teeth. So now you need your white. Oh, poop. I did not bring it upstairs. Okay, well, I'll be right back. That was annoying. Okay, so I had to go down and get my white. Because I thought I had everything up here with me and I forgot the white. So, here we go. Now, the teeth are simple. There's a lot of them, so it takes a while. Because we need 9 teeth, so they're going on each of these pegs. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so, you take your cap band, which is 3 times around your hook, so you get 4 loops. If you kind of spin it, it tightens up. And each one is a cap band and 2 doubled whites. 1 and 2. So there's a tooth. Now we need 9 of these. So doubled. And doubled. And then you just keep going until you get 9. So keep going, pause the video, make your 9 teeth, and then come back. So you should have your 9 teeth. I've got 8 on my hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I wanted to show you that you can do it on your rainbow loom hook. It's just a little harder to get it over the little hook. So 1, 2, 3 times around, doubled, and then you gotta kind of like push up on those loops so they go over that hook. So there's 1, and you gotta do that again. So see, you can do it, except I caught one of those bands. Now I don't know if they're both on there. See, it's just so much easier on a little crochet hook. Yeah. So there's 1 tooth. So you can do it on your rainbow loom hook. It's just harder to do because it's harder to get them over that hook. So that's why I use my little crochet hook for all the little bits and pieces that I have to make. Okay. Now we've got to do his cross bands to hold his head together. Oh, we've got to do his chin. He's got a horn on his chin too. So we got to do that. So I need red. Red. There it is. And that is 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 8 red. 3, 6, 8. I'm going to throw a 9th one in there just in case I shoot one across the room. Okay. Now my hook is full. It's just going to have to go on the rainbow loom hook. This tooth I'm going to use for my cap band. So it's just going to be the first one. I might as well just shove it on there. Don't put your other teeth on yet. We're going to do that as we loom. So cap band, And then we do 3 doubled reds. Stupid rainbow loom hook. So there's 1. And I missed it. So now I gotta get back on the hook. Open that back up. Once you get your cat band on there, it's easier. You pull up and slide it. So there's 2. And 3. And I caught one of them again. Dang it. Just push it back the other way and try again. There. Okay. So 3, 1, 2, 3, yeah, and then 2 bands without doubling them. And then another 2. And I didn't shoot any across the room. Okay. Now, we need a doubled. For my horizontal bands, I'm going to use the light green because I bought more light green than dark green. So I need a light green for my horizontal. You're going to double that, and you're going to pull your horn onto that. Just like we did for his nose horn, we're doing for his chin horn. And chin horn. It's funny. So now it's going to go on these 2 pegs. Let me see. Yeah. I have to constantly keep checking to make sure I didn't move my loom out of camera range, because I'm not good at this yet. This is only my, what, 3rd video? Okay. So now we can do the rest of his horizontal bands. Get that right off of there. We don't need the white again for a long time. So might as well close it up and put it off to the side. Now we're using the, might as well wait. Using the light green for my horizontal bands, because whichever one you bought more of, because I said buy, if you're doing a mixed color body, you're going to need 3 bags of the one color and 1 bag of the one color that you're mixing with that. Because not only does he have a lot of bands that you can see, there's lots and lots of horizontal bands in there. So you want your horizontal bands to be the one you bought more of. And then we're making our triangles. So there, one there, and then one here, and here. What did I do for that one? Okay, these are going to overlap, so it's going to be 3, and it's going to be the right triangle. And then this one's going to be the same, just on the opposite direction. And then this one we're going to put it across all 4 of these pegs, and then it's going to cross over these guys. So it's going to be kind of like the Pizza Hut symbol there. At least that's what I think of when I was drawing it out. Okay, now we need to add a few doubled bands to these guys. Oh, and this guy. So you double band, put it here. Double band, put it here. And double band here. And we need 1 here to keep the point of his jaw together. Okay, now we're going to add the teeth as we loom. That way they stick up. If you put them on now, they're going to stick off to the side So it'd be like this. So we're gonna do them as we loom, that way they stick up. So we've got our first one on, which is our capper, or like our cap band. And you grab whichever one's on top first. And if you hold that little tooth, oh, where's that? That's gotta go somewhere. Okay. Pull that tooth back. And we're gonna stop at the first one on each side. What is going on? It doesn't wanna. Dang it. It's gotta not cooperate when I'm making a video. That's just rude. Get back here, Mr. Tooth. I need you. Okay. There we go. So, our next two teeth are going to go on these two pegs. So, if you want one to go this, like, point in this direction and one to point in that direction. So you might have to turn your loom, but there's one. And off to the side a little bit. So you're going to turn the loom. Put the other one on. Make sure you get all the bands on there. Then we're going to loom to these pegs. And we're going to go ahead and pull these guys up too. So the one that's on top are the side ones. You grab those. Whoops, missed. One goes that way, and then get the bottom one, and that's going to this peg. Just might as well do it now so we don't forget. And then we're gonna do this band. So if you like look at the side, you can see which bands you're grabbing. And then hold down your little tooth there so it doesn't go flying off. There's one. And then we're gonna pull this guy up too. And the dogs are barking at something. Okay, now we're going to put our next two teeth on these two pegs. So one on this one. Turn your loom. You don't necessarily have to turn your loom. I'm doing it this way because it'll just be easier. I won't have to adjust the teeth when I pull them off. Because this is the top of his jaw. So the chin thing is down. And put that one on there. If you can get your hook out. Okay. Turn it back. And we're going to pull to these two. So you get your bottom ones. Hold down on your tooth so it doesn't go off. So it doesn't fall off. And this is where it gets kind of tough because there's lots of bands on there. There you go. If you use your fingers to pull on the band, you're less likely to break your bands. That one didn't stretch right, so there we go. Okay, now we're gonna put our teeth on this one. See how fun? So repetitive. Oh, I'm losing my gripper. Since I had it pulled down for all those teeth. Put that guy back on there. There we go. Now we can push it up a little more. Okay. That was close. Okay, so one tooth here, one tooth here. Loom. Put the other one on there. Turn it back. And this one has two bands on it again. And the top band is actually the one going this way. So we want to pull that up first. Or no, it's not. I'm looking at a horizontal band, so don't go that way. These are the ones that are on top. And you want to make sure you don't grab those horizontal bands. And see, I look off to the side. Let's move that. if you look down the side, you can see those, let go of my hook. These green ones, these two green ones are on top. And then we want to go down past those and grab these two guys. I don't know if you can see that. It was worth a shot. And pull that one. That's probably not a good way to do those horizontal bands now that I see that. But too late now. Already done. Ha ha ha. And then do the ones that go up. Just so we don't forget about those. Same thing on this side. You want to go for these two. So I'm going to look down the side of my loom again. See which ones I need. Hold down on my little tooth. And then get those bottom ones that are going up here. Okay. And then we're going to add our last two teeth to these guys. So one there. And then one on this one. Okay, now we finished with the teeth. We can go ahead and loom the rest of it. I'm going to go ahead and start in the middle and work my way out. See, now if I wouldn't have done these guys, I might have forgot about them and then this whole head would fall apart. So you go down this one. You gotta make sure you don't get your horizontal bands. You want those bottom bands. Go up. And go up. And now you can also, when I pull this off, you'll see what it looks like when he's got two colors mixed together. I just think it looks cool because it kind of looks like scales. Okay. And then we're going to do these two rows the rest of the way up. And then these last guys. And then obviously you just follow where they go. So this one goes here, this one goes here, and then this one goes to this one. Get the bottom ones. You gotta hold down on those little teeth so they don't come off. And that goes that way. I should have grabbed that other blue base part to put down there. I'll have to do that when I do my next video. The next part. Hold down the tooth. And see, it didn't pull right on that side. So I'm going to stick my hook down in and squizzle it around to make them so they go to the middle. It just got caught on one of the corners. There we go. And now we're going to use our tie-off color, which I remembered to bring up with me this time. So I'm using this pink, since I never use pink for anything. And I have a whole bunch of it, so I reuse my tie-off bands over and over and over. So you just want to make sure you go through all those bands and tie off. And then on this one, you gotta make sure you go through all those bands. There's 8 loops that you gotta go down through, so make sure you get them all. Okay, now we can pull off his little jaw and see how cool it is. So I'm using my big crochet hook. And especially on the ones where they're on, had to rearrange my phone so I would have more space. So I had to take a bunch of stuff off. Okay, so here we are, and I can't get that piece of hair out of there. Okay. We're taking off the jaw. We finished the bottom jaw, so now we gotta take it off and look at our lovely jaw. Whoop. Okay. Now, when you get to the ones with the teeth, kind of help them off with your fingers. We'll just have to do this. Because you don't want to break your bands. Okay, that looks cool. Now you can kind of pull your teeth up. So they're sticking up. And there's his bottom jaw. So it should, once we get the rest of his body, fit together like that. Oh, that looks cool. So there he is. That's what his head's gonna look like, except it's obviously gonna be better. So there's that. There's his jaw. I'm going to do at least one of his shells before I finish this part and then start another one. So let's do a small shell first. He has 3 shells behind his head. He's got a small one, a medium one, and a large one. So we're going to do the small one. And hopefully I can start the next part of the tutorial after that. So this is one where we're doing it so it's going the other way on the loom. That way it can be wide enough without having to have 3 looms. We only need 2 for it. So let me get my paper out. Which one is it? Here we go. Okay. So if you're right-handed, you want the arrows pointing towards your right hand. If you're left-handed, you're going to want them pointing to your left hand because you want to be able to get in there with whichever hand is better for you to get in to the pegs. So I'm right-handed, so it's going this way. Okay. Man, I got this mosquito bite on the back of my neck and it's driving me crazy. Okay, so this is one of the ones that's going to be, I'm going to do my shells as a solid color of the light green. So this is going to be kind of complicated because this is not how you're used to using your loom, but it's going to work. So we need 6 pegs wide. So technically we could do this one the regular way, but might as well get used to it now. This is how we're doing it. So, and this is going to be where the end is. So 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we're going to do the middle 4. So 1, 2, oops, dropped it, 3, and 4. And we're going to put our angle from these guys to that 1 and to this one. And then we're going to do our middle two. No. Yes, middle two. Looks like I did it the other way. Oh, then you've got two that go straight across. From that one to that one. And then that one to that one. Now we do our middle two. I might as well do the next two. And go ahead and go down to the end. Okay. And then we gotta do the angles going out this way. So it goes from this peg to this peg. And then this peg to this peg. No, this peg to this peg. So, that looks good, whatever. Doesn't have to be perfect, I guess. Then we're going up from these two to this one. And the same thing on the other side, this one to this one. And then we're going to angle these guys. And then this is going to be a capping band for this one, so we're going to double it and put it across here. And now we need our horizontal bands. And what I did for this is I just went across 4 pegs. Take 2 bands, go 4, and then these 4, so the middle 2 overlap. And then these are just going to go across these 4. So 4 and 4. And then we're going to put a double band here. Now, this looming is complicated. It's not complicated. It's hard to do because you're used to doing it the other way. But it's the same thing. It's just harder because you got to go in through the side instead of in the front. So we're going to go under our capping band and grab the top 2. And you're going to have to hold it down and go sideways that way. Then we're going to go ahead and go up for these middle ones. And then we're going to have to go around, like put your hook in the capping band. I can move this now. Put it in the capping band and kind of go around and grab those top 2. And then the middle guys. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, so this, because this is a really tight band and I don't want it to break, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. There we go. And now we can go up to this peg and then up to this peg. And it's kind of tough because you gotta get in there at an angle. I hope that's right. I think it'll work. Okay, and then you gotta kind of go behind it, pull your hook around to grab those. And then if you push down with your finger, can get in there and get that guy. It's just a matter of getting into the peg to get the band you need. This one I'm going to kind of pull it out a little bit so I can get my hook in. Then we're going to go up to this peg and stop. So up one, whoops, make sure you get them both on there. It's difficult. If you go behind it, okay, and then kind of push down. And if you pull back on your horizontals, you can get in there easier. Okay. Because now we have to go and do these bands. Because they're the ones that are on top. So, again, you gotta just finagle your way in there. And you don't want to get these bands. You want to get these. So I'm kind of looking off to the side. Just think you get to do this 2 more times. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this band pulled too, since it's hard to do. There. Okay, now we got to do this one. And you got to kind of go over it and pull your hook in. Pull it. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and get this band since we've already got our head going that way. So, okay. That's the hardest part, is getting around those little turns. Now, might as well go up. Get those bottom 2. There, look, 2 rows done. Okay, now we gotta get this one. It's easier to see because we're at the end. Go out at the angle. And then go ahead, and we can go ahead and go up this row. So up that one. Kind of push that down. And then go ahead and grab this guy. So if you go in back here where the teardrop is, you can pull your hook around to get it. Almost done. Okay, so now we need this guy. So I'm going to push this other one down. And you can go in that teardrop and see really well on this one too. And then pull that one and go on up. And then into the teardrop, and you can just grab that. Now we gotta tie off these 6 ends. Where did that come from? Hopefully it didn't come off of something. Okay, so we need 6 random color bands. There's 4, 5, 6. So we're going to tie all these guys off. So make sure you get in all of the loops to tie it off. So this one is 6 wide. This is the small one. It's 6 wide. The medium one is 8 wide, and the big one is 10 wide. So just think. We get to do this 2 more times, and it just gets bigger. Okay. Now, pulling this off is a little hard too. I found it easiest to pull the little guys off the end. Whoops. And then it falls apart. So pull those guys off. And then just work your way towards the middle. Now we should be able to grab these. if you kind of hold on to these, then you can pull the rest. And see how it already kind of curves? That's how we want it to curve anyway. So there's the little guy. And that one is going to sit right behind his head. Much better with that extra row there. So that one's going to go right behind his head like that. And then the medium one goes behind it, and the large one goes behind it. And they stack up. So there's the end of part 2. And then I'm going to save this to my phone so I can save it to my computer so I can start the next video. So I will be right back with part 3, which is going to be the next 2 pieces of shell. Okay. So keep watching.